Dr. Dheeraj Singh, Krishnanand Maharaj, and all dear friends, distinguished fellow panelists. I mean, so many eminent people are here that, I think the, time that I would like to speak, I think it would be spent just, so many people who are known to me are there. So my greetings to everyone, and thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be, with the Alumni Association of JNU. And I tend to agree, with Harish Bhimaniji. I was, listening to all the my previous speakers and listening to some of the very beautiful songs that were played. And I wish to, I also believe that, if a person lives for his or her heavenly abode at the ripe age of 92 with a great successful career and a successful life, a meaningful life, I think that that should be celebrated. And but yes, my only sadness is that I would have been a little more, you know, I would say at peace if she had not died due to COVID complications, if she had not suffered for even that last 1 month at the Breach Candy Hospital. She deserved a very smooth passage, and because she has not done harm to anybody. Uh, I mean, one or two issues, in one's lifetime people make when you are in such a position. uh, you know Certainly people do make certain aspersions, and I don't want to get into that, because I think that overall, what is the contribution of a person to, you know to life itself, to making this world a more beautiful place. I just want to share my own personal experience. No, I have not been known to her, or, yes, I've been closely associated with film related institutions, as I've been a jury of many national film festivals, national film awards, and the Indian Panorama. I've been on the governing board of the Film and Television Institute of India. I've been on the Society of the Satyajit Ray Film and Television Institute. So that way, I've been closely associated with the film industry, uh, and in that capacity, I've had events where I had, met her and said my pranams to her. But beyond that, there was no personal interaction to say. I found her to be a very, very, humble, down to earth, uh, not an iota of arrogance that somebody at that stage would have. And somebody, as Shakespeare used the term, the milk of human kindness flowed, you know, when she used to smile, when she, that beatific smile, when she used to, talk so softly. I think that you felt like a motherly, feeling. And I agree with Bhimani ji, when he said that, her, uh, best answer was silence. There is an instance which I've heard so much about her, and there is an instance in which a singer once claimed that he had taught her music, and that made big headlines. He claimed, because nowhere in her biography this gentleman's name is mentioned, that she learned music from so and so. But this man claimed that Lataji ko to maine sikhaya. As usual, Lataji did not respond. And then at some event, some media persons, obviously, they asked her that this gentleman is claiming that you taught her music. What is your response? And you know what she said, Mitra ji? She said कि अगर यह कहकर उनको खुशी मिलती है तो मैं उनकी खुशी छीनना नहीं चाहती. That was quintessential Lata, you know. So for her, that was not an issue. For me, as a person, and as I said that, as an ordinary Indian, for me, Lataji meant my first introduction to the feeling of romance as a teenager. For me, Lataji meant what devotion to God is. When I sat before the deity, I would, it is Lataji's song that would, echo in my ears. When as a teenager, as a young man, when some feelings of romance would come in my mind, it would again be Lataji's song that would be, motivating me. When I am in solitude and I want some solace, some peace, it is again Lataji's song that would be, that would give me strength. If it is patriotism, it is Lataji's song that instilled in me, I would say, the first lessons of patriotism. My duty towards my country. So the basic human feelings, I think that Lataji's songs inspired us. Lataji, as they said that मेरी आवाज़ मेरी पहचान है, I would say that उनकी आवाज़ मेरे एहसास हैं. Her voice echoed my sentiments, my feelings, the human feelings, and that was echoed by her song, her melodious voice, that gave, that reflected, that represented my emotions, my feelings. And I feel always grateful. I have never considered her to be, like any Indian. She was an integral part of my life as a youngster, over transistor radios to YouTube channels now. I would always listen to her podcasts. Lataji was on Spotify. Over the years, I was in a way born listening to her song. And at this stage also, whenever I get an opportunity, whenever I'm traveling, whenever I listen to music, switch on my, audio, I would prefer to listen to her songs. And no doubt that any death is always you feel a sense of loss. That, at the end of the day, that is the only reality. Your grandparents, your parents, they would all go. So that is the final truth. But in spite of that, it is difficult to accept that she is no more with us. It is difficult to accept that no more songs she would be singing. That is a pain, certainly, yes. But I would say that she has left such a legacy in every language under the sun. She represented, she was the epitome of that diversity, of unity in diversity. She sang in so many languages and so many thousand songs. I was listening to some tributes from across the border also. Even across the border, the kind of, for that day at least, when she passed away on Sunday, I did not see hate generally that I see on Pakistani media. Because I'm an observer, as a media communications scholar, observer. I study media from across the world. But that was one day when I did not hear hate in Pakistani media. I could only hear love for her, from the Prime Minister to the Information Broadcasting Minister to the song. People were singing songs in tribute to her. And there was on that day, that was Lataji, She could, even in her death, she united people. That was Lataji. And I think that was her power. That was the power of her music. And yes, that power that we should be celebrating. We miss her. We are going to miss her in the coming days. We are going to miss her soothing voice. We are going to miss that sober, when she refused to sing, any kind of Western influenced music. It was left to her sister, Ashaji. She always went by the classical, except one or two songs which made a little deviation. By and large, she stuck to it. It was her principled stand. And she was unabashedly, without any hesitation, nationalistic in her approach. Not just the song that made Pandit Nehru cry, but also in her appreciation of our national heroes. So I think that, we as a people are going to certainly miss her. But yes, her life was her message, and her life will continue to inspire generations of Indians. And I must compliment the Alumni Association of JNU that they considered it appropriate to hold this condolence meeting and pay tributes, and enabling everybody from every walk of life, academicians, musicians, everybody to come on the same platform. Otherwise, we would have thought that where would we? Of course, our students organized a condolence meeting and all that in our different campuses. But that a common platform, an intellectual platform where we could all come together and pay our humble tributes to the Nightingale of India. And my compliments to you and thank you. May her soul rest in peace. Om Shanti. And I'm sure that she would continue to inspire generations of Indians, through her songs, through her immortal songs. She is immortal. She will always remain immortal in our hearts. Thank you so much. Namaskar.